day one of the fence install. Got my dumpster about an hour ago. I think it's rated. Holy cow. That's all we need is more wet, sloppy weather. I'm just telling you, really kind of sucks having construction work done, especially when it's wet, but there's nothing I can do. Who has the greatest Bermuda lawn? Dot does, Dot does. That, my friends, is a fence post. Look at the size of that thing. So the front posts are 6x6. All the rest of the posts are 4x4, except where there's a gate. Wherever there's a gate, there's a 6x6. So this is one of the few times that you want to pick up your clippings. Wet grass. Haven't been able to cut it. It's supposed to be cut a couple days ago. Grass is too long. So for the first time this year, I've actually got the grass catcher on the front. Jesse's here with me today. What are we doing? Why are we cutting this again?
Because it looks like crap. There's a lot of seed heads, there's a lot of stems. It could just look a lot better.
Man, she's such a nag. She's always got to cut it again. So anyways, we're going to cut this again because even though we cut it yesterday. So what do we notice? This is still, now I cut this yesterday, and the yard still looks kind of, see all the like the seed heads and stems over here? But now that double cutting, so I was cutting this way, and now Jesse's gonna cut this way, and it just gets all that little seed head stems that always want to come out this time of year, and it looks so much better. So
Almost perfect now.
yeah, almost perfect now because you did it, right?
Yeah.
So versus uncut is, even though this has a grooved roller on it, and even with the solid roller, sometimes those seed heads will get pushed down and they won't bounce back up until the real mower. And even with this groove roller, you're still going to get that. So even though I cut this whole yard yesterday, it still needs to be cut the other way. Plus, the rain probably had something to do with it.
I'm sure.
And we're going to get more rain today. There's supposed to be a thunderstorm like at 1 or 2 o'clock, so this stuff's going to grow again. So why not cut it?
It's that time of year.
All right. So this is kind of like another video about nothing, I guess. We got another thunderstorm rolling in here. We're trying to get this fence done, trying to get all these yards cut. But at least it kind of looks like I'm starting to have a fence now. So all the posts are in, the main strapping is going in, and then they got to hand lay and cut all the individual boards. They got to do the decorative top. They got to put all the gates on. There's a lot going on here today. But anyways, when you're let me go out front, or let me go over to the garden where it's not so noisy. So I told them to start over here because I want to keep these deer out of here. If these deer get in here, they're going to just ravage all my peas, and that's what I'm trying to avoid. So basically, yesterday we came out here. Jacob cut Barb's, the 2 other lawns across the street. I cut the front, then I cut the back. Jessie came over today. She's cutting the back again because we're dealing with these seed head issues. You got wet grass, you got real healthy lawn. Seed heads are just going to keep coming up. And a lot of times when you're doing a real close cut like we're doing, sometimes you got to double cut it. But one of the reasons why I can go out right after a major rainstorm and cut is because we're using these McLeans, which are really light. Now I can't bring my True Cut out here. If I bring my True Cut out, I'll have big rut marks because it's a big, heavy machine with those big wheels. But the McLeans, heck, you can come out during a rainstorm and cut just about. That's the wonderful thing about using that lightweight system. It's just so smooth on the ground. What, man? If you want some squash, let me know. Because I'll tell you what, I got squash coming out the butt. So, and there's more that I got to pick in here. Look at that. See, back in there, down in here, there's just squash everywhere. Tomatoes. I mean, they're just loaded up in here, all over. Of course, this is our humichar garden, where we're using the super compost. We're not using any fertilizer this year, just the natural decomposition of organic matter. I don't know the variety. One of these is like a beefsteak, one of them is like a big boy. And then in the back from seed, I've got cherry tomatoes. I don't think I've ever shown those. So I planted these from seed probably about, what, 3.5, 4 weeks ago? And the one thing you don't do with cherry tomatoes is you don't do a lot of pruning. You just leave them. And I showed you how to prune the tomatoes yesterday in that video. And they're looking really good, so I'm happy. Now, one thing I will show you, I should have brought my thermometer out here. This is the dirt that's already been processed. This has gone through the decomposition process. And when I reach down and it's cool, the center of this is cool. It's like 55, 60 degrees. And this is ready to go onto my garden and plants. This is the pile that was starting to activate. And if I go in here, wow, it's warm. I would say that's getting up at 140 maybe, 120, 140. So someone was asking if I put more on it. Yes, Jessie will come out here next week. I'll have her. She's my little, she's gonna be my garden helper this year because I don't have enough time I want to keep this garden up fairly well, and she's got to spend some time in here. But I'm gonna have her basically pull a lot of this wheat straw out, take some of that super compost and put it around all the plants in here, and then put fresh straw back on here. And the reason why we use so much straw, the pounding sun on these boxes, I put it over the soil, I put it over the boxes, and it keeps that. I've learned that these boxes really heat up and they dry out your soil, so you want to block that sun from these boxes. But let me get my squash. This is a funny note. Even with the meat shortages that are out here right now, I think Kroger had ribeyes, a whole ribeye or half a whole ribeye, for like $7 a pound. So the wife bought half a ribeye. I've been dry aging it in the refrigerator. Just open it up, put it on a rack, and let it dry age in the fridge. Well, I cut a steak off it last night. We put these on the grill whole. I just threw them on the grill whole and cooked them for like 20 minutes. And man, they were good. Little Parmesan cheese on top. Great. Yard's looking good. Again, the main two things here, PGF Complete and Humichar. And it is golf course quality lawn. Period. Hands down. Absolute golf course quality. PGF Complete and Humichar. Remember, we're pounding down PGF Complete. Every 3 weeks we put it down, put it down, put it down, until the heat starts to move in. Then we'll switch over to maybe Super Juice because it'll be fine by then. But then we can put Humichar down every single month. Remember, Humichar doesn't have any nutrients. So that's something we can do to our lawns all season long, regardless of the temperature. You can put it out anytime you want. You can put it out with any other product. It really doesn't matter. I feel like I'm walking around with juggling tools. Anyways, guys, kind of a video about nothing. It's a Memorial Day weekend. I hope everybody stays safe, and we got a lot of videos coming out next week. I'll do more on the fence. Jesse's going to be here with me a lot next couple of weeks, doing stuff. Jacob will be here. Anyways, click subscribe so you don't miss this big, old, sexy man. Later. Talk.